What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be doing part 2 of the worst fragrance houses of 2026. Only difference is this one's going to be according to you guys. This is going to be based off comments and videos that I have received recently, as well as comments that I got in the original video. Some of these are... This is on you guys. So I didn't pick these. Just a reminder, I did not pick these. You guys picked these. Some were like a little, some were repeated, some weren't. Some were I put in here because it's very interesting and maybe I have something to say about it. But I got my list. Let's get into it first. And I would have put this one on my video, my first video, if I would have remembered this was a fragrance house. This house is just very, it's very suspicious to me. Mind Games. Mind Games was going to be the first house. I feel like Mind Games came out of nowhere. And extremely overpriced. At least like starting off with extreme premiums. But I feel like there's like, not that a fragrance house has to have history, but I feel like it kind of just came out of nowhere. Gave out free bottles. Probably, allegedly, right? I don't know if they actually did or not, but it just seems that way. That everybody's just loving these fragrances, and then like none of those fragrances catch my attention. Not saying that my nose is probably the best, but I feel like if you have a giant catalog, there has to be one fragrance at least that speaks to somebody. But in my opinion, they are not good fragrances. They're not unique either. For me, they're sometimes even spins of different fragrances, which I don't mind clones. And if you can see the dogs back there. First, let me address two things. I got dogs in here, so you might be hearing them. And then the other thing is I keep rising and grinding. I stopped making videos for a little bit. I just didn't really feel like it. I was on my work trip, and I really didn't feel like making any content. So I just decided to take a week off or whatever. But now we're back home. We're somewhat rested. And anyways, yeah, that would be Mind Games. Let me know what you guys think about Mind Games. I'm just not the biggest fan. I've never been the biggest fan. And I think I've voiced that a lot. But yeah. Second house, which I don't agree with. Well, I'll just tell you which ones I agree and don't agree with. But Xerjoff. Xerjoff, I could see why some hate. I could also see why it's loved. I'm one of those that loves it. But it's also very easy to love and hate their fragrances, especially because there's some fragrances like Torino 22 that are... Torino 22 is one of the worst fragrances I've ever smelled. Some people really love it. I hate it. So you have that end of Xerjoff, but then you have like Naxos that is very... it's very popular, or it was very popular. It seems like that hype died down a bit, but it's still... I love it. I love Naxos, but some people really do not like it at all. It's very polarizing. Same with, what's the other one that they have? It's very polarizing. I think it's like some of the Tommy Iommi ones and like a lot of their hyped stuff. I guess there's polarization with all fragrances, but it just seems like Xerjoff really goes either way. Like there's no I kind of like it. I feel like you either love it or you hate it. Maybe some people just have the bad experience with Xerjoff trying out the worst, or not the worst things, but like say if my first fragrance that I've ever smelled from Xerjoff was Torino 22, I would have never smelled anything else from the house. Unless like I smelled it for free or just smelled it walking by or something, but it would never have interested me. Another fragrance that's very popular from the house that's very polarizing is Herba Pura, which I could see, again, both ways. Super strong. I like the scent profile. I used to have a clone of it, which was Alhambra Mines Amber Oud. I ended up getting rid of the clone to get the real thing, and actually ended up getting rid of my Herba Pura. I just really was not wearing it. Sure, I love it, and I love that it brought me back to that first smell of like that clone fragrance when I smelled it at like a perfume mania or something. But that's another one that a lot of people love or people love to hate. Third one, I don't really have too much experience with, but this one was one that was repeated a few times, and it's going to be M. Micallef. I have smelled them before. I don't remember what they smell like. I've smelled them in store before, but I sneeze. I have smelled them in store before. I just really don't remember what they smell like. I think I smelled it at like a I'm not even sure. It was somewhere in New York City that I smelled the fragrance, and I remember it not captivating me at all. But yeah, that's it for M. Micallef. I think it's mostly like the some of them, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to smell like has like a weed note to it, and that really turns me off. I do have one fragrance that smells like, or that has like that weed note to it, or the cannabis note to it, and it's like that music festival fragrance by Replica. I do have a 10 ml of it that I got for like $10 or something, but it's just sitting in the closet. I'm never gonna spray that fragrance again. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about M. Micallef. I personally don't have anything to say about it. So we're just going to go on to the number 4 spot. The number 4 spot is going to be MFK, which this one to me is, I can see why. I can see both sides. MFK fragrances are very, I don't want to say easy to like, but they're very simple. Nothing wrong with a simple fragrance, but it's also performance issues on some. Some smell really great for like about 2 hours before they fade away. And I really don't have a lot of performance issues with fragrances in general, but MFK fragrances is a house that I do kind of have, not projection issues, just performance issues with my fragrances. But if you do have performance issues with your MFK fragrances and you really do want them to last longer, I do have a Therion that I created. It's unscented. It's a unscented fragrance primer. You put it on and it helps the performance of your fragrance. TherionPrimer.com. In the description down below, I'm the worst salesperson ever. But yeah, seriously, MFK to me, just they don't really perform on my skin. I don't hate them. Like Loma La Rose, really great fragrance. I would definitely recommend that fragrance to anybody, but it's just like performance, it was just not really there for me when I used to wear it. It was on the lower end, I would say, but about 4 to 6 hours, but I was okay with it. Then you have Gentle Fleur de Silver that it was so popular that I really wanted to like it, but I just didn't. There's a fragrance like Creed's Royal Water that's, I don't want to say it's 100% similar, but it's like in that same kind of family. And to me, Royal Water is a better fragrance. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Grand Soir is another one that I feel like I have tried to like. I do like it. I don't love it. I got rid of my bottle because I did not love it. There is fragrances that are in the same DNA that I do enjoy. Specifically, the one that I have that's in that DNA is Dior's Ombre Nuit, which is like a lighter version of Grand Soir in a way. And I do prefer the Dior fragrance over Grand Soir. So I just got rid of my Grand Soir since I wasn't really the biggest fan. And yeah, a lot of the other stuff doesn't really stand out to me. BR540 I'm not the biggest fan of. Obviously my wife wears it. I'm a fan of it on her, but I'm not a fan of it on myself. I'm trying to think what else they have. I've had a few fragrances. I don't remember exactly which ones they were, but I've had a few fragrances from the house. Oud Satin Mood is another one that's like very polarizing. I enjoyed the clone of it over the real thing. I don't remember exactly what I don't really like about the real thing, but I feel like it was in the same realm of like Les Sables Roses by Louis Vuitton, and I much rather have the Louis Vuitton fragrance over MFK. That's just for me what my preference is. You guys might hate that, but it is what it is. And then last on this list, which I do not agree with, is going to be Le Labo. What have you guys said in the comments that it was like that all the fragrances stink? For me, I actually love my Le Labo fragrances. I at first was a Santal 33 hater as well, but I have come to really love Santal 33. I actually had my wife put it on the other day just so she can, she wanted something else to wear, like something different, so she asked me to pick something for her. I had her wear Santal 33 and she smelled great. Obviously her skin chemistry is a little bit different, so I was just like, every time I would get it like her scent trail or something, I was like, she smells amazing. And then just to match her, I went with Lovers by Louis Vuitton. But yeah, Zental 33 is one I do love, so I really can't hate on Le Labo. I can kind of see it because they're all similar. So if you if you really dislike one, you might just dislike all of them. Another 13 is I could see why some people get confused with that fragrance. It's a very transparent fragrance that you really can't smell, but you do get a lot of compliments on it or with it. When I had my bottle, it was one of those. Rose 31, it's one of the best rose fragrances that I would say it's unisex. It's one of my favorite ones though. And then we have Noir 29. That's another unisex fragrance that smells great on men or women. I have gotten a lot of compliments with Noir 29. My wife also wears it at times as well. But then you have things like, let's say Matcha 26. I know people love Matcha 26. I have a sample of it. I don't really care too much about it. And then there's other ones like, can't really think about any other ones right now. But yeah, the ones I really do like, I do have, or I did sell another 13. But I should get it back in my collection. But yeah, these are going to be the 5 fragrances that are the worst fragrances according to, or worst fragrance houses according to you. I wouldn't, MFK, I could see it. Like I'm on the fence with MFK. I wouldn't say it's a worst house, but I could say it's an okay house. I could say price should come down a bit for that house. But just to me, I wouldn't pay as much as they go for. I feel like MFK, the perfumer, is overrated. That could also be a hot take, but I feel like a lot of people are on that same page right now. But yeah, Mind Games I definitely agree with. M. Mikolev never really stood out to me. And Xerjoff and Le Labo I just don't agree with. Le Labo specifically, Xerjoff I could see it. I could see it because of how polarizing it is. Or just with how like their fragrances could either be a hit or miss. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments down below. I can make a part 3 of this if you guys are interested. Just leave it down what you guys think the worst fragrance houses are, and I can make another video. I definitely like seeing your perspectives, especially with fragrances that I really don't think are terrible houses, or fragrance houses that aren't terrible. Like Le Labo to me was kind of a curveball. I didn't expect it, but definitely wanted to mention it in the video. That's all I have for you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.